At the northern stand, into the court as a former winner of the Italian Open title and of the United States Clay Court Championships, and she's been a tournament finalist at Brighton in England and in the Virginia Slims title in Washington in the United States. Former quarter-finalist at the Australian Open Championship, and through 1986 solidly maintained her position in the top 10 rankings in the world, with results that included the finals of the European Indoor Championship, finals also at Birmingham, at the Pan-Pacific title in Tokyo, semi-finals at the US Clay Court Championships, quarter-finalists at the United States Open, and the round of 16 at Wimbledon. In this tournament to date, her victories have been over Julie Richardson from New Zealand and over America's Anne Smith. She's ranked 10 in the world, the number 5 seed for this championship from Bulgaria, Manuela Maleeva. Her opponent is a one-time Japan Open title holder and winner of the Borden Classic tournament in Tokyo, quarter-finalist at both the Swiss Open and at Mahwah in New Jersey previously. She scored some good early round results both at Wimbledon and the Australian Open previously, and has confirmed her grass court ability with quarter-final results at Birmingham and at Eastbourne through 1986. In this New South Wales Open Championship to date, she's defeated Anne de Vries from Belgium. She then eliminated the number 4 seed, Claudia Kota-Kilsch from West Germany, and yesterday in the third round defeated Australia's Anne Minter. She's the number 1 ranked player from Japan, Etsuko Inaoue. The umpire for this quarter-final match in the Family Circle New South Wales Open Championship is Peter.
Okay, you ready? Is that 1, 2, 3, 4? That's Alexander speaking.
2 minutes,
yes.
Ladies.
Hello, why aren't you speaking to me?
I always reckon dull days are a bit more glary than the sun out.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a quarter-final match in the Family Circle New South Wales Women's Open between Manuela Maleeva and Etsuko Inaoue. The match will be the best of 3 tie-break sets. Miss Maleeva won the toss and has elected to serve. Time.
So it is Manuela Maleeva to serve in the first game of this quarter-final match of the Family Circle New South Wales Ladies Open. Manuela from Bulgaria, one of the few players from Bulgaria to have played in Australia in recent years.
Miss Maleeva
well performed
in the first game. Players ready. Balls
and currently ranked 10 in the world.
Players ready. Play. 15 love.
And in this match, I think we're going to see both girls staying on the baseline. A lot of long rallies.
Love. First service.
And in that rally, both girls keeping the ball very deep.
And doesn't Etsuko have beautiful ground stroke serve?
Yes, she does. I've played her in a doubles match, and not only is a very well produced player, but she also hits the ball very hard.
40-15.
Only 5 feet 4 inches tall and 114 pounds. So just a tiny little thing. Beautiful technique, and sure does give the ball a whack.
Game, Miss Maleeva, 1 game love.
Manuela, is she drinking out of a ball can there, Sue?
Yes, I can't believe she's taken that on court, unless it's a special drink that maybe she prepared in the locker room, and that's the only thing she could find to put it in.
An old Bulgarian tradition, possibly. Etsuko contemplating. And for her first service game,
serve in the second game.
Etsuko Inaoue from Japan, now serving from the northern end, trailing 0-1.
Second service.
Great depth on the ground strokes, and as soon as Etsuko had a chance to come to the net, very forcing forehand and followed it in.
All.
And this is Etsuko's serve. Beautiful action, and like so many of the girls, airborne at the point of impact.
Although Etsuko is a baseline player, most of her good wins have come on grass. She was a quarter-finalist at Eastbourne and in Birmingham, both tournaments in England last year.
30 all.
Yesterday against Ann Minter, Etsuko served and volleyed almost exclusively. Very rarely stayed back. Served and volleyed even a high percentage of a second serves. Now, that was on an outside court.
(40-30).
And by saying that, I'm saying that the outside courts sometimes have more bad bounces, and so it's very wise to serve and volley and come in off virtually anything rather than risk having to play a ground stroke in a compromised situation.
Game for Samui, 1 game all.
There's the service action again. Eye staying on the ball right till the point of impact. Just meeting that first volley inside the service line. And then well positioned for the next shot. 1 game all.
Love 15. All.
And it's Manuela's ground strokes that her key to her game. Very, very sound from the back of the court.
Manuela is coached by her mother and comes from a very talented family. Her sister, Katerina, also a player and ranked 29 in the world. So both girls very successful.
All.
This is the Maleeva serve. Brings the racket up rather abruptly at the back, not the full arcing motion, and completes the serve before she actually starts to make a move to the net. Not a natural serve volleyer.
Tremendous touch there.
Magnificent point.
30-40.
This point has everything. Look at this athleticism. Very difficult shot. High backhand smash. And look at this little drop shot. Beautiful touch under extreme pressure. Break point.
Cheers. First service. Advantage, Miss Maleeva.
And there's some extraordinary touch from Manuela. Look at that. Shaped up to hit a two-handed backhand, which would indicate she was going to hit deep, and slid one hand off the racket and the racket under the ball for a drop shot.
Game, Miss Maleeva. Miss Maleeva leads 2 games to 1.
And this is the last point. And slow motion replay. Early preparation by Etsuko, just catching the top of the net. Both girls look very fit, Sue.
Yes, they are very hard workers, although most of the girls playing on the circuit now really train very hard. I think Martina Navratilova has really set the example for the players.
Yes, quite interesting. I remember years before Margaret Court did a similar thing. So it's Manuela Maleeva leading 2 games to 1 in the first set of the Family Circle New South Wales Ladies Championship.
Fifteen love.
We saw Manuela play yesterday against Anne Smith, and in that match a lot of service breaks. I think that's mainly due to the great return of serve from Manuela. And with Etsuko serve volleying, it really gives her a target at the net to play those passing shots. Well, that's her favourite side.
30 all.
That two-handed backhand of Manuela really hits with tremendous disguise.
Excellent second serve. A third of a metre inside the service line, and likewise from the centre line. Control. And here's Manuela's backhand up the line, and obviously has equal facility to hit it either direction. We have winners already in this game, up the line and across court.
Out.
Advantage, Miss Maleeva. Game, Miss Maleeva. Miss Maleeva leads 3 games to 1.
Etsuko just pressing a little bit there, missing the lines on 3 occasions by probably less than a foot. Just trying to do a little bit more with the ball than what she has needed to do in her first 2 singles matches.
Love 15.
Manuela plays so well from the back of the court, and in these long rallies I think she's going to win most of them. So Etsuko really does have to attack if she's going to win this match.
All.
And here's this drop shot, beautifully disguised, taking it back with 2 hands again as in the previous drop shot, and taking 1 hand off, and again successful from the baseline.
And there again, the patience of Manuela paying off.
$30-40. Game, Miss Inaoue. Miss Maleeva leads 3 games to 2.
And here's the low-angled replay. Beautiful depth on the return of serve. Beautiful single-handed classic backhand. Etsuko. And there's the error. And so far, it's really been a game of who has been the steadiest. And the person trying to force is the one who has ended up making the error. Beautiful forehand drive. Good strong shoulder action, helping the racket go through the ball. Shoulder sideways before the impact, and there's the shoulder going through with the follow-through. So not just an arm action. Early preparation again, up through the ball. Swung around a little bit in that last one. Oh, things are back with serve. And it's Etsuko Inaoue.
Please take your seats, ladies and gentlemen.
Who will now serve from the northern end, trailing 2 games to 3.
Out.
15, love. 15 all.
Etsuko ranked 80 in the world. And ranked #1 in Japan. Oh, tremendous half volley there from Etsuko.
And this will give you some idea how difficult this shot was. Right at her feet and just angled that ball, almost an impossible angle from so low. Terrific talent. Beautiful tennis. And so I would have thought Maleeva visibly hit the ball hard at that point.
Yes, good to see her attacking the net there, and shows that she can volley if she has to. But she does mix up the pace very well. Very experienced player for someone so young. And the approach shot there from Etsuko, very deep, not giving Manuela a chance to hit one of those big backhands.
Juice.
And there's going to be no easy games on serve for Miss Inaoue today.
Etsuko is only 5'4", and so probably hasn't got one of the hardest serves in the women's game, so she's going to have to try and get a high percentage of first serves in. She's going to worry Manuela today.
She's at 73% right now. She's a little better than Manuela, who's at 59% of first serves.
Advantage, Miss Maleeva.
And that's her first double fault.
Juice.
Virtually no wind this morning at White City. Very different to yesterday afternoon.
Advantage, Miss Maleeva. Maleeva leads 4 games to 2, first set.
And here is Etsuko making the pace again. And passed with a beautiful forehand cross court.
Love 15.
Etsuko is going to have to try and get these volleys a little
15
deeper.
all.
It's when Manuela gets set for those passing shots. She doesn't miss too many.
Manuela trying a one-handed backhand there, Sue. Does she do that often when she's on the full stretch?
Yes, when she is having to move across the court like that, she can play the one-handed shot. Obviously, it's not her favorite, and she can't generate as much power. But she does have the ability to hit that one-hander. Just called out.
15-40.
Again, Manuela forced to hit with one hand here on full stretch.
That was a great attempt, wasn't it? Just dragging the ball wide.
Game. Miss Inaoue, Miss Maleeva leads 4 games to 3.
Okay.
And 3 consecutive breaks of serve there. So I noticed earlier in the week with both Dinky van Rensburg, excuse me, and Gretchen Rush did very, very similar things. They attacked with their two-hander and defended with their one-hander. There's that double fault and the disappointed reaction from Manuela.
Yes, I think Manuela wouldn't like to play that one-hander. She was brought up on clay courts where it's a lot slower and she's got more time to prepare. But I think on grass, when everything's happening that bit faster, she doesn't have the time to get in position and therefore is forced to play that one-handed shot.
Yes, of course, Jimmy Connors and Bjorn Borg, when taken really wide, often played the ball one-handed, and that's the major disadvantage with a two-handed shot, that you do lose a little bit of reach. So the girls taking their full minute's break.
Time.
They're not as warm here this morning as it was yesterday morning, which was really very, very hot and sticky. We saw one of the players actually default during the match, but that was because of a back injury, not because of any difficulty with our weather. In fact, our weather would have maybe have helped her back condition.
Love 15.
I think the girls, when they woke up this morning, were quite pleased to see the clouds. Cooler conditions there on centre court.
All.
And a wise shot there from Etsuko, playing that backhand slice down the line, keeping the ball low. Manuela would obviously prefer the ball bouncing up higher.
Great anticipation.
40-15.
Good pick up of the half volley. And beautiful stretching forehand volley back across court.
Chris Inaoue. Four games all.
Here's this final error from Manuela, just trying to put the ball too close to the line and overplaying by just the smallest of margins. 4 games all.
Love 15.
Again, missing just by a centimetre or 2. Very, very close, that one. Quarterfinals at the US Open this year. Manuela already a winner of the Italian Open and not even 20 years of age yet. Here's a beautiful drop shot by Etsuko. If a drop shot isn't a winner, you're in trouble.
Manuela 2 years ago won the Italian Open, defeating Chris Evert-Lloyd on clay. So tremendous win. Chris doesn't lose too many matches on clay courts.
Beautiful tennis by the Japanese girl. Waiting for the opportunity to come to the net. Beautiful deep approach shot and volley into the open court, just less than a metre inside the line. Tremendous tennis by both girls. Magnificent tennis. This is as good as it comes. That point had everything, and in the end, a magnificent overhead. Stretching back, the lob would have only been inches inside the baseline.
Well, Manuela just taking her time, a baby crying in the stands. Wise to stop and wait as she's facing break point.
Actually, Sue, I remember, I'll take this moment to the time that Manuela won the Italian Open, and the extraordinary thing was she actually had to play a semi-final in the morning. And Manuela beat 2 of the top 10 players in the world in one day to really jump into prominence.
Chris Inaoue leads 5 games to 4. New balls, please.
The extraordinary thing, Sue, is this match has just been a game of inches. There's been great shots hit that have just hit the line or barely inside, and the errors when they're made are just by the smallest of margins.
Yes, we see here at this point Manuela playing one of her favourite shots. both girls on the baseline, but it's always Etsuko who is looking to come into the net in each of these points. Both girls hitting the ball so deep, not allowing the player to come forward. You see why Manuela is so good on the clay courts. But again, Etsuko the one attacking, and Manuela normally doesn't miss these shots, has a tremendous judgment, but that one just long to give Etsuko the break of serve. So Etsuko now to come out and serve for this first set. It's been down break point twice already, so she'll really need to come up with some good first serves.
And her first serve percentage at 67, which is very, very acceptable. Now, every game has been keenly contested, so this is by no means over. Etsuko has the benefit of new balls, which she is very sportsmanlike in showing to the opposition. Not a rule, but it's a courtesy.
15 love.
First ace.
Etsuko, quarterfinalist at Eastbourne in '86, and had wins there over Laura Gildemeister, Liz Minter, and Betsy Nagelson. And Betsy Nagelson in '86 at Wimbledon beat Pam Shriver in the first round, so that was an excellent win for Etsuko.
And now has 3 set points to take the first set of the world's 10th best player.
40-15.
Etsuko has quite a few of the sort of Western traits when missing shots, makes faces, and just like any young Australian girl, American girl, not the stoic Japanese that we expect.
40-30.
2 attempted winning volleys, missing by just small margins. 1 set point left.
Well, that must be one of the most difficult shots in the game. Etsuko just moving forward, having to play that low volley right in mid-court.
Yeah, she realised too late that she should have come in after that one. Just made ground enough to be able to volley it from about a metre and a half behind.
Manuela getting rid of a bit of anger in that smash. And very aggressive play from Etsuko. He was just getting a little tense in that last game. This would be the best win of her career, so understandable that she's a little nervous.
I think the best win of the career may have happened here on Monday against Claudia.
That's true, that yes, she would be a high-ranked player. Yes, Claudia Koda-Kilsch was ranked seeded 4 in this tournament. And Etsuko beat her in 3 sets in the first round.
And break point already to the Japanese girl.
And when Manuela comes into net, she doesn't make too many mistakes, really forced to come forward there. Not the best approach shot, but a good volley.
Advantage, Miss Maleeva. Game, Miss Maleeva. Miss Maleeva leads 1 game to love.
And here is the replay, beautifully measuring the shot and hitting it for what it's worth. You sure don't become the 10th best player in the world without being able to play awfully good tennis. And quite uncharacteristic for a Japanese. They're showing a little bit of emotion there. It was the first point of that last game where Manuela really unloaded on that overhead. So this is a very keenly contested match. Not one game going by without a fight. So it is Etsuko Inaoue,
ladies and gentlemen.
trailing 0-1 in the second set, having won the first set off the 10th ranked player in the world, Manuela Maleeva.
Love. Love.
And this turning out a very good tournament for Etsuko. We mentioned that she did beat Claudia Koda-Kilsch. Was in fact in straight sets. Quite an easy victory for her. tremendous disguise again from Manuela on that double-handed backhand.
Yes, I think the advantage, one of the big advantages with double-handed backhands is that they are very hard to read. So what you lose in reach, you probably gain in being a little bit more deceptive than the traditional one-handed backhand. But quite an interesting contrast in backhands, because I don't think there'd be a prettier backhand than Etsuko's.
40-15.
Absolutely. Lovely game to watch, Etsuko. Really doesn't have a weakness in her game.
I'd really like to know who taught her originally. I know June Kuki is her current coach, but whoever taught her originally did a wonderful job, just copybook style. At least my way of thinking. Sue, would you agree?
Oh, definitely.
Second service.
Yes, youngsters watching this match today would learn a lot from both these players.
(40-30).
And here's the Maleeva backhand. Going to classic two-handed backhand. There it is.
Deuce.
And one unforced error, very rare in this match.
Advantage, Miss Maleeva. Game, Miss Maleeva. Miss Maleeva leads 2 games to none.
Here is a perfect topspin backhand lob. No chance to smash it, and definitely no chance to run it down. So game points going to both players in each of the first 2 games, but Maleeva's experience paying off, leading 2-0.
First service. Love 15.
And that is Manuela's 4th double fault.
Love 30.
And it's Etsuko who has been going for these winners. Beautiful forehand down the line. Much more aggressive, the 2 girls. Well left.
40.
So a chance now for Etsuko to break back. See that beautiful forehand again, forcing Manuela into error. Really has to get this game, and she knows it. She breaks back.
Miss Inaoue. Miss Maleeva leads 2-1.
Okay.
And so just when Manuela Maleeva may have thought she was getting rolling, this Japanese girl, Etsuko Inaoue, breaks her to love.
And coming up with some great winners in that last game.
She really just does have a beautiful game of tennis. And is thoroughly testing. Former Italian Open champion, quarterfinals to the US Open this year. Manuela Maleeva of Bulgaria.
15 love.
Manuela can't believe it.
I don't think I've ever seen so many shots just either hit the line or just missed. There's been so many shots that have hit within at 50 centimetres either side of the line.
Oh! 30 love. Oh! 40-15.
See, Etsuko has had a win over Joe Dury on grass. So some excellent wins. She obviously would like playing on this fast surface.
And today we're playing on a brand new grass court. This is the centre at White City, and it's the first day that it's in use, and this will be the court that will be used through the finals. Tremendous tennis. Just a tremendous passing shot off a wonderful approach shot. Look at the depth of that, and full-blooded drive straight down the line. Tremendously high standard of tennis, and again demonstrating the depth in ladies tennis. Etsuko 80 in the world against the number 10, and they have matched each other stroke for stroke.
Well, she guessed right, moving to that side, but again, that two-hander of Manuela's just too powerful. So break point for Manuela. Been break points in all 3 games in the second set.
Game, Miss Maleeva. Miss Maleeva leads 3 games to 1.
It's extraordinary, Sue. You see these players playing so closely, and yet Etsuko has only made $24,000 this year, and Manuela over $200,000. And I mean, that's for 1986.
Well, obviously Manuela's picked the right tournaments to do well in.
Love.
Judging on this form, I would say that Etsuko will do awfully well in 1987. In fact, has already got a very excellent result here at the Family Circle tournament.
All.
And whether she wins this match or not, she will get a lot of points for beating Claudia Koda-Kilsch, and that will move her up the rankings quite a lot.
$30-15.
Tremendous tennis. She saw that Manuela was off balance, made the charge to the net, and volleyed into the open court. Very alert, looking for the opportunities to get to the net.
40-30. Game, Miss Maleeva. Miss Maleeva leads 4 games to 1.
And Etsuko in that game just a little over anxious, maybe going for too good a shot. She's been winning a lot of the points by playing the rallies, waiting for the short ball and moving into net. Again, both girls rallying from the back, and Etsuko really didn't have to go for as good a shot as that.
There is a
You
yellow
see here with the low angle replay.
License number J.
In good position for that forehand.
466, blocking the access to the dock at the Whitehall. Would the owner please remove the vehicle as soon as possible? Thank you.
Manuela must be a lot happier with her play in the second set. Really
Time.
in command now. So 4 games to 1 in favor of Manuela Maleeva, the second set.
15 love. Out. 30 love.
Maleeva, quarterfinalist of the French Open as well.
And also that year voted most improved player. And in 1984 was voted most impressive newcomer. That's at the WITA annual awards.
Game, Miss Inaoue. Miss Maleeva leads 4 games to 2.
1984 was the first year on the circuit for Manuela, and apart from a tremendous success at the Italian Open, beat Manuela Maleeva in Japan. So not a bad first year.
Love.
There's some real power in this forehand drive from behind the baseline, and Manuela makes good ground and put the volley away very safely.
Love.
Well, on the few occasions that Manuela has moved into the net, she's been very impressive. Surprising that she's not coming in more often.
So, I think she could be serve volleying more. She really doesn't serve volley hardly ever, and she has an excellent serve. But it's hard to shake off what you've learned in your formative years.
40 love.
Yes, you always tend to fall back on what you know you do best.
Your safety blanket, as it were, and obviously Manuela's formative tennis played in Bulgaria, and that would have been exclusively on clay courts. And the name of the game there is steadiness from the back of the court. Quite a few double faults for Manuela. Is that 7 now, Sue?
6 I've got.
6. Again, it's Etsuko who is the aggressor. Forehand drive just centimetres inside the baseline, and no chance to return that volley. This is the last point. Again, great depth on the ground strokes. Beautiful backhand by Etsuko, but just a little hesitant coming to the net there, and to try to play a volley from about 1.5 meters behind the service line. We'll see that again. And she made her move to the net.
Yeah, I think the difference
right now is when she needed to move.
With Etsuko from the first set is that she was really picking the right balls to come in behind, and she just has got a little bit more hesitant in the second set.
So Manuela Maleeva fighting back well in the second set, and now with quite a commanding lead of 5-2. It's Etsuko Inaoue to serve from the northern end.
Love 15.
So more and more passing shots falling inside the lines for Manuela.
Love 30.
And this match following the pattern of play in Manuela's game yesterday, when she played Anne Smith. A very close first set, which she won 7-5, but really Anne Smith unlucky to lose it. But after that, Manuela taking command and getting better with each game.
Love 40.
And that error gives Manuela 3 set points to level this match at 1 set all. Well, what a time to call foot fault.
That was really surprising. I don't see how Etsuko could have foot faulted unless she actually started with her foot on the line.
Second service.
That's the second set.
Maleeva. Second set to Miss Maleeva. 6 games to 2. Match now stands at 1 set all.
So the soundness from the back of the court taking its toll.
Love 15. All.
Tremendous tennis from Manuela here. Etsuko did awfully well to pick up that overhead. Manuela ripping it across court.
(30-15). 30 all.
Tremendous tennis from Manuela here. Etsuko did awfully well to pick up that overhead. Manuela ripping it across court.
(30-15). All.
Hey, look at that. Some of the members really play good tennis here at White City, eh? No, that's Pam Shriver.
Practicing her ground shots. She'll be playing a lot of those today. Pam playing on centre court later on against Katerina Lindquist.
Game. Miss Inaoue. Miss Inaoue leads 1-0 final set.
And another double fault from Manuela, giving away that game.
Yes, it just looked for a while like things were really going Manuela's way, and then just allowed that first game of the third set to slip away. But I think it's unlikely that Etsuko would be able to just continue to hold serve all the way through this third set. I think you'd expect probably 2 or 3 breaks of serve. And so if you're going to lose your serve at all, the first game of the third is probably the best time to do it, or the first game of any set. If you're all set to get the break back. But it's a good start for Etsuko.
And probably the serve of Manuela's game is probably the only weakness, really. Not a natural serve, but something I'm sure she's working on.
Etsuko Inaoue leading in the third and final set with 1 service break. 1-love serving from the southern end.
Love 15.
Well, if you're going to break back, that's an excellent way to start.
30-15.
Beautiful backhand down the line of Etsuko's. Just absolutely a classic shot. See to here again. Look at that. A beautiful stroke. Coming into position to volley and then choosing to leave, which gave the whole southern stand the ooze.
Out!
40-15.
Well, although these girls are involved in long baseline rallies, they really are hitting the ball very hard, being aggressive from the baseline.
(40-30). Miss Inaoue, 2 games to love. New balls, please.
Very well played there, Etsuko Inaoue. Very important game for her to win. But try and get a lead on Manuela.
Did you get the 4L one?
And she can take a few more chances with her game.
Manuela with new balls, again showing them to Etsuko. Manuela, the semi-finalist at the US Open in 1982 and 83.
(30 love). (30-15).
Only 15 years of age we've worked out. Manuela was in the semi-finals of the US Open. So like so many of the truly great players, they show very early promise.
40-15.
I'm quite sure that Chrissy Everett beat Margaret Court on a clay court in Florida when she was 15 years of age, and Margaret was regarded as the leading lady player of that moment. Martina was a finalist at the Australian Open when 17.
And also Hannah Maleeva had tremendous success at a very young age.
Game. Miss Maleeva. Miss Inaoue leads 2 games to 1. Final set.
Well, Manuela Maleeva has had a very impressive career. Her highest ranking was number 3. That, of course, being behind Chris Evert-Lloyd and Martina Navratilova. And I think Martina Navratilova is probably the only top player that Manuela hasn't beaten.
And I'm sure time will look after that.
Well, she'd like to get her on a clay court, I'm sure.
So Etsuko Inaoue leading in the final set with a break of serve, 2-1.
Love 15.
Well, Etsuko does have the break of serve in this set, but she's going to have to fight very hard to keep holding serve. Manuela deadly with those returns. What a great shot.
15 ball.
And Etsuko just taking the pace off that backhand, shaping up to make the approach shot, and then just taking the pace off, dropping it over the net, with Manuela a long way behind the baseline.
$15.30.
Didn't get much closer than that one. Right on the line.
All.
Etsuko just taking her time, getting her breath back. Being involved in some very punishing rallies in this match.
Here is the devastating backhand passing shot of Manuela's.
Game. Miss Maleeva. 2 games all.
And tennis, the highest quality in this match. Manuela, still very young, but a very experienced player. And a terrific fighter.
Using all the court.
Love 15.
Delicate little drop shot. Maleeva did magnificently well to get to it, and then just lobbing that ball on the baseline. Both girls do an awful lot of running during this match, and they'll be feeling the pinch by the end of this third set. Etsuko full of demonstrative emotions.
And interesting in that last point to see both girls hitting the backhand rally, two very different backhands. Well, two very different backhands, but equally effective.
Just tremendous tennis. This is just a terrific forehand of Etsuko's, and just guided down the line by Manuela with only one hand.
First service.
And Manuela trying to play that same backhand, but the approach shot there from Etsuko, keeping her very wide out of position.
Juice.
Etsuko just running out of steps there, and maybe a little bit weary. Done an awful lot of running, had a lot of tennis this week.
Advantage, Miss Maleeva. Game, Miss Maleeva. Miss Maleeva leads 3-2, final set.
And the patience of Manuela rewarded again in that game. Just keeping the ball in play, hitting the ball hard and deep, and just waiting for Etsuko to make the error. As I said, it's been a very tough match for both girls, and Etsuko the one missing now. So game's back on serve. Manuela Maleeva leading 3-2.
Love 15. All.
Shot there of Manuela's mother and coach, Julia. Manuela, the current Bulgarian champion, and her mother, a former champion. And as we mentioned earlier, has a younger sister, Katerina, who's playing tennis. Tremendous player in her own right, and I'm sure she'll be following the family tradition.
15-30. First service.
Etsuko, quarterfinalist in the Swiss Open in '84. And the Swiss Open played on clay courts. So Etsuko able to play on all surfaces, and that's not surprising when we've seen her form today. So another break point for Manuela Maleeva. Real critical stage of this final set.
Yes.
Tremendous overhead. Beautifully timed. It was not an easy shot because Manuela threw that lob up very high, but good preparation and perfect timing.
Gorgeous winner down the line.
Advantage, Miss Inaoue.
And Etsuko is not going to give up on this match. He's come a long way this week and a long way today. Winning the first set 6-4, losing the second 6-2. Tremendous tennis. Etsuko makes the net. And a beautiful angled drop volley that we saw in the very first game. But look at that speed of Maleeva's and racket control. Just angled the racket across court. Beautiful shot by our cameraman. And this tennis is going from height to height. It is just getting better and better.
Etsuko won the Borden Classic in Tokyo in '84. And the first Japanese woman to win the title in that tournament's history.
Juice.
The last Japanese player to be ranked high was a player called Sawamatsu, who in fact won the Wimbledon doubles title with Ann Kiyomura. But I think Etsuko must have better singles results.
Advantage for Samiri.
Tremendous tennis. Again, the approach shot just inches inside the sideline and baseline. Follows it up to the net. Maleeva did magnificently well to get that ball back into play.
Juice.
And I think this game really becoming a pivotal one. So often when a game has several juices and there's more and more energy and emotion put into it, it means so much more to actually win the game.
Advantage for Samiri.
Well, terrific court coverage here from Manuela, doing very well to stretch for that one, but Etsuko in the perfect position for the volley.
It's like a Michael Pernfors impression running down that one.
Juice. Advantage for Maleeva.
Very attacking return from Manuela, bringing up break point. Showing that she can pass equally as well of the forehand side.
Net.
Game, Miss Maleeva. Miss Maleeva leads 4 games to 2.
So a run of 4 games for Manuela Maleeva.
Please be still. Thank you.
And no wonder her mother's pleased.
Net.
Her service, correction, fault. Love 15.
And that's double fault number 8. The Bulgarian girl.
All.
Terrific,
15-30.
terrific forehand there. Etsuko moving in to attack that serve. And well often putting in a short second serve, and Etsuko really attacked it.
All. $40-30.
And if you've ever wondered what a mother's face goes through during a point, this is it, during the last point. Carefully watching and just breathing a sigh of relief.
Net.
Her service.
Living her daughter's career and suffering alongside her.
Game. Miss Maleeva. She leads 5 games to 2.
So now that's a run of 5 games for Manuela Maleeva. And I'm sure that her mother, Yulia, will be a lot happier with the situation now. Really in control of this match.
Is that from a parental point of view or a coaching point of view?
I would say both, but probably more so the parental.
Banker's point of view?
Well, after seeing her career earnings earlier on, I'm sure that she has no problems in that department.
Manuela has played very, very well against a tremendous effort from the young Japanese
it's a big
girl,
day.
Etsuko Inaoue. So it's Etsuko up against it, trailing the world's 10th best player, 2-5 in the final set. It's only one break of serve, serving from the northern end.
Love 15.
Well, a few more errors now from Etsuko, but a very impressive performance here on centre court. And I'm sure all the girls in the locker room would not be wanting to see Etsuko's name against them in the Australian Open. A very dangerous player to play.
Love 30.
Etsuko did have a very long three-setter yesterday in very hot conditions, so this could be a little bit of a contributing factor. Oh, magnificent tennis.
Love 40.
And what a way to bring up match point. There it is.
Set and match to Miss Maleeva. Two sets to 1. 4-6. 6-2. 6-2. Thank you.
And with that win, Manuela Maleeva will go through to play the winner of Katarina Lindquist and Pam Shriver.